research interests include human time perception and machine learning and predictive models to improve public education with an emphasis on quality data acquisition.
Okay. Welcome. I'm going to talk about my life's passion right now, which is quantifying human time perception. This is an application, so all the work that you guys do results in this sort of problem solving. My degree, first degrees, were in mathematics, and mathematics didn't get me there. I didn't get there until I did data science and statistics, and with the advent of large language models and AI. So can the human experience of the perception of passage of time be quantified? I'm sure we've all experienced time moving either too slowly or too quickly in our own lives. And so I wasn't satisfied with the answers I got. This has taken me 15 years to come up with this solution. I see the perception of time as the brain's warning system. Our brain waves are very complicated, and they move in different frequencies. Those different frequencies are associated with different activities. So this is a research-based, just a lot of research that has been done in the past to align these. My curiosity was, how can we turn the perception of time into a mathematical model? So I started with distance equals rate times time, but how can we translate that into our thoughts, or the speed at which we're experiencing our thoughts? And so I looked at speed and frequency and wavelength, also realized that we're not traveling through a vacuum, we're traveling through a substance called myelin. So I went through and I put all this stuff together. There's a law called the Webner-Fechner law that talks about just noticeable differences in psychophysics. This is an example of the beginning of the project where over a 24-hour period, different conditions that you're experiencing have an impact on your perception of time, like ADHD, anxiety, depression. And these are just 3 of the 88 conditions that I looked at. So the first part of my project was after I developed the mathematical model, was to see if there was a correlation to the constant that I developed. And I have a lot more information if you come and talk to me about each one of these. But I did a random forest model and came up with an accuracy rate of 95.24% with the correlation of experiencing time average, slower, or faster, based on these 88 conditions and the change in rate constant. The number 1 contributing factor was myelination of your brain and the amount of time that you spent in the mid-beta wavelength, which is associated with high stress and anxiety, which a lot of Americans adults experience in their jobs every day. The second part, TemporalMetrics Part 2, was I built a synthetic data set that was like 0.001% of the US adult population. So I ended up with 26,000 N value, and assigned, based on statistics, what's the likelihood of a 35-year-old man having MS or one of these other conditions. And so that's when I applied that large data set to it. I ended up using an artificial neural network, multi-class classification model, and it resulted ultimately in a prediction rate of 99.48%, with both the AUC and the ROC performing equally well. So the applications of this study include productivity and time management, mental health, wearable devices for virtual reality, all to improve our health, happiness, and productivity.